Yellowjacket Track and Field back on the road this week, headed to Spearfish, South Dakota. Josh, you'll be taking on the steeplechase this weekend. Give us a little preview of that meet for you personally.
Personally, I think it's going to be a good meet. It's supposed to be warm, so it's always nice for the steeple. Jory ran really well last week, and hopefully we can kind of work together along with Tyus and get some provisional times. Justin, I think he's 8 seconds away, and we were kind of feeling that I'm in probably about the same shape as he, so hopefully we can work together and get some good times out there.
Now, this will be the first time that you've run the race competitively, a steeple that is, in a couple years. Talk about getting your mindset ready for that and being ready to attack that race.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a kind of a struggle to get back into it, kind of find the rhythm of getting over the hurdles without actually falling over them. And there's probably a little bit of nervousness there, but overall I'm excited, so just go out and run.
Talk about how you guys prepare for that race and how much you rely on each other when you can't really run it exactly to the specifications in practice. You kind of have to simulate some things. So talk about how you guys work together to do that.
So for overall speed workouts and runs, we'll run together and do those workouts. As far as hurdling goes, you do your best. We'll do some barrier work up in the field as far as water jumps go. And then the hurdling, we'll put in a few hurdles on our workouts. So every other lap being over hurdles. But other than that, that's kind of the summing nutshell of it all. So.
What are some goals that you have now? It's your senior year, your last competitive spring with the Yellowjackets. Several meets still on the calendar before the GNAC championships.
I definitely would like to be pretty high at GNAC this year. Hopefully a top 5 spot. If all goes well, a provisional mark and a national, hopefully, qualification in the steeple.
You'll be moving on to several other events later on in the spring after the steeple this weekend, the 1500 and the 800. Talk about those races coming up in a few weeks.
Probably the next focus after the steeple would be the 15. The 8's probably more a workout, but it does get you geared up to kind of get that speed and the turnover for the steeple and kind of sharpening up those skills to go from kind of slower to faster in the steeple. So
I think it's been a pretty good season so far. We came out of indoor pretty strong as a whole. Outdoor got going in Bozeman, and all of us, we had a lot of PRs and personal bests, so it was a good way to start out. This last weekend was pretty good too, a lot of pretty good teams that we got to see there. So I'm excited for this weekend and what we can do.
Talk about the different throws that you compete in personally, and which one's your favorite if you have one, or a couple that really stand out to you.
I love hammer. It's kind of fun. You didn't get to do that in high school, so it's been interesting to say the least. Shot and disc have been going pretty good for the whole team. So, yeah.
What are some goals that you have this weekend at the meet, and then how do those parlay into what you want to achieve overall this season?
At this next meet, I want to increase my distance in shot put. Last weekend, I had a throw that was a few feet off of my PR that I threw in Bozeman at the first meet, so I want to get back up to the 37s, maybe hit 38. That'd be pretty cool. And disc, I want to increase 10 feet, get in the top 10 for conference, so I have a good shot when that comes around.
What's it like being part of this throws group as a whole? You guys are very close. You all work with each other. What sort of advice have you been able to take from the other throwers, and what's it like being a part of that?
I absolutely love our throws team. We're all pretty close, which is nice, and it makes it easy to want to go to practice, and it's fun. We rely on our older captains, Brady and Nels, to kind of help out when we need a little tweak here and there. So it's nice to have them there, and it's good to be comforted to know that they're there.
Now another influence on you is not on the track team, but it's your sister Caitlin on the softball team. Now you guys are both student athletes here at MSUB. What's that been like? How do you talk to each other, even though it's not the same sport, but how do you guys encourage each other?
I think she definitely was a big influence as far as my choice to come here and do track, because being a student athlete is always fun, and you get to continue and always have something to do, and it's always fun to work her games and have her come to my track meets when she can, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, we opened right up in the meet. The first event, Bo Ackerman took first in the javelin, and he had a pretty decent throw out there, and that'll stand up pretty well in the conference. We have a lot of good jav throwers in the conference, but he's improving every week and just works on his steps. So that was a great way to start the meet. And then, of course, Sam Zook, he's continuing to run really well. Won the 100 and broke his record again. And not only that, he put down a national championships provisional mark. And at the time, at this week, he's sitting 9th in the nation. He may have to improve on that a little bit to, make the final cut. They'll probably take 20 to 22 for nationals. But yeah, that was another great race for him. And he had another good one in the 200. Broke his school record again in that. And he had a close second there in that 200. So two good, we had 3 good starts right there. And then Jory Eglin came up pretty strong in the steeplechase, finished about 4 seconds behind the defending national champion from Black Hills State. And Jory's mark was that was a PR for him, and he's sitting 3rd in the GNAC right now. So he's in real good shape for conference. We'll run it again this week. Yeah, and on the women's side, I think our throwers did pretty well. Josie Smidala had a good 400 meters. We were missing a few people, Michaela Johnson in the hurdles, and a few other ones that we had trouble getting people there because they moved the date of the meet, so people couldn't quite adjust their schedules. But anyway, we'll look a little better this week, I think.
Yeah, preview this meet coming up on what some things that you're looking for. I know you want to keep pounding away on that steeplechase and perhaps get the relays going as well.
Yeah, we're hoping to get some times down in the other events every week. Maybe different people step up. Sam, again, we'll see how he does, and it's tough to come back week after week after week in that 100 and 200 and match those times. But we want to get especially our men's 4x1 relay started, and I'm really anxious to see how those guys do. We want to continue to improve in the throws. Brady, back up to last weekend, Brady Ostermiller had a kind of a breakout throw in the shot, and we're hoping to continue that. We'd like to see him go over 50 feet, and so I think he's capable of that. Again, Jory Eglin, steeplechase. Now we'll have Josh Panasuk back in the steeplechase this week. This will be his first shot at it this season, and he was a placer at GNAC a couple of years ago. So we could potentially have 3 good steeplechasers at the conference championships. But anyway, that's a ways down the road. This week we just want to focus on continuing to work on our events.